Phone's on, hey?
You got it
Got
on.
your phone on?
Sure do.
Right, 10 points for a phone call interrupting, 5 points for a text, 2 for a WhatsApp, and 1 for an email. Welcome to Two Each Way. I'm Ross Stevenson. He's Hamish McLaughlin. Whatever your two is, enjoy, and make sure you follow Two Each Way and don't miss an episode. And email us at any time with a story or question. Two Each Way at tappedmedia.com.au. T-A-P-T, tapped. And we've got Instagram, whatever that is. Search Two Each Way. This podcast is so terrible, it can't attract a sponsor. So Two Each Way is brought to you by Stevenson's Stud. After a horse with all the potential but none of the finish, buy your next underwhelming horse from Stevenson's Stud. I say the one here from Watson's Wardrobes. I've got no idea what that is. Had a very good day and need more space for your shoes? Remember Watson's Wardrobes. I think next week we're going to do advanced hair, I reckon. Why don't we approach in the next 7 days advanced hair to sponsor this terrible podcast? There are 3 ways to describe your weekend on the punt. Or did fortune abandon you? Or did you have a very good day? Or did you at least stand up? Do you want me to go first, huh?
It's up to you. I just want to say this. Before you came in, and to our listeners, Hot Joe is probably your son. He's taking over from Big Beard over the next 3 months, 3 months running this podcast while Big Beard goes to Ibiza and sort of gets himself into a state that I was in Amsterdam in 97. But he said, while we were waiting, I think I'd leave my wife for Luke Hodge. And Joe, your sort of best-looking son, said, 100% you would. He's not even married. He's already leaving for Luke Hodge. 100% you would.
Why wouldn't you? You know, when you interrupted Jack Gunston and Luke Hodge at the MCG talking before a game, and Luke Hodge called me grumpy.
Yep.
Does Hodgie listen? Is he the person who listens to this podcast?
Yeah, it's he and Will Deeg, Sam Kennedy, Jason Kimberley, Ross Ackerman. There's 6 or 7. That's it. Hence sponsorship problematic.
All right. Here we go. Let's go back to last weekend.
Here we go. Kemp to run onto it. Seconds ticking down. 1 for the ages for the Carlton Football Club.
Carlton beat Geelong last weekend. Have you ever in your life lost $11.8 million? Because I did. I had $11.8 million on the Cats. Torched it. Right? $11.8 million.
It's a proper number. It's a proper number. Now, 1-800-858-858 for free and confidential support. Call the number on your screen. Think about what you could be buying instead. I reckon that's the best $11.8 million you could spend.
Yeah, I totally agree. I enjoyed it. Right? I sort of like, I get it. I go to a massage therapist every week and I call her Madam Lash. Right? I understand that I enjoyed losing $11.8 million. That must be the equivalent of just having someone sort of hit you with a whip and saying, more, please.
Does your massage parlour have a flashing red light outside?
I've wondered what that was.
we were Gillen
I said to them, you need to get an electrician. That red light at the front, that's going on and off.
And why can't you see the street outside? It seems to be. I was walking out of Caulfield Racecourse one day with Gillen and his wife, Laura, and we ran into Jack Kennedy, ear, nose and throat doctor. And he'd just won the Caulfield Cup with Sky Heights. And he'd had a very, 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 very big day on the punt. And Gillen said, what did you win? He gave the number. He said, oh, my God. He said, yeah, very good day, very good day. He said, have you ever kept a balance of your lifetime punting? He goes, oh, yeah. I know exactly what I've lost. He goes, are you down overall? He said, yeah. And he gave us the number. And we were about 24 or 5 at the time. Now, jaws dropped, hit the ground. And let's say that number was $10 that he'd lost over his lifetime. He said, Gilsey, best $10 I've ever spent in my life.
There you go. Imagine what you could be buying instead.
The Blues will win 4 in a row on Sunday night. 4 in a row from absolutely gone and cast. They'll win 4 in a row. Could drop into 10th and could make wildcard a very special thing.
I own a horse called Man of Worth, which was described by its trainer as a group horse. Right? Virtually from that moment. But anyway, it went around last Saturday, I think, at Rose Hill. It was second favourite, probably on form, should have been favourite.
Sure.
And it didn't run a place. But its jockey, Sienna Grimer, said this after the race.
Sienna Mannerworth.
Yeah, look, he jumped okay. Just let the speed go. They wanted to run along pretty quick, so just tucked him in, stayed one off on the fence. He travelled well enough for me. Just with the horse in front of me coming into the turn, just started coming back into our face. I let it take us into the corner enough that I could just peel off it, not do too much work to get around it. He felt like he was travelling up really well through it. I just feel like he really started to bog down, sort of that last 250, but he's done a really brave effort to keep coming and trying.
Okay. There's yet another opportunity to employ our brand new thing that we've bought at great expense, the two-each-way translator. We put Sienna's remarks into the translator and it comes out as...
He ran like a busted ass.
That's what... What? He ran like a busted ass.
Sienna Grimer is featured. Sienna Grimer is featured the last 3 weeks. After Mannerworth ran at Scone and ran like a busted ass, she was on. The next weekend, she rode 3 winners in a row that won by a collective margin of about 4 inches. And then back on she comes for getting nothing out of Mannerworth.
But I'm going to become the head of the Sienna Grimer fan club. There you go. Where are you taking me?
Well, I'm going to go back to 4 minutes ago. Your son said Hawks will win by 10 goals tonight against the Dogs. How do you feel about him saying that? Big Beard said, "Why did you say that?" While we were waiting for you.
Well, I'll be in a position to say to my son, "Why did you say that?" Because we're going to the footy together tonight with one of his brothers and his... hang on. How many brothers and sisters have you got? He's got about 40. No, too many to count, he says. Anyway, the ones that I've contributed to. Where are you taking us home?
I love the casual conversation you have with probably one of your sons about others that may or may not be yours in such a casual manner.
Did I tell you about... I've told you before about Judy Romano, didn't I? Yeah.
Oh, it couldn't possibly be yours. Hot as a pistol.
Yeah, I said, hi, Judy. I said, this is my son, Joseph. She turns around, she looks at him, and I have to bore you with this before. She goes, "Oh, my God, your mother must be very attractive." It's one of my favourite things. Where are we going?
I'm going to Eagle Farm last weekend. I was thinking about the Queensland Derby, and I was trying to find a win, a very even field. And I thought to myself, why would I do anything other than back the best jockey on the planet and the best trainer on the planet who are combining here together with Providence? And this horse was from the 300 doing nothing other than bolting in. Have a look at the China Horse Club colours, the red, the yellow and J-Mac here. Providence.
300 left to run. Kilman led. Solid
good
Gold went to
Lord.
it, but Providence went to the pair and gave them a cold. Providence dashed away from Solid Gold. Running on as Inspired Legend of Cricket Score odds.
Pass
Then
me a
monopolistic
cigar.
in different gravy.
Correct.
Providence has got 100 to go. He's got the margin. He's got the derby. Providence too good.
So
Waller and
it's
J-Mac
McDonald,
together. Yeah, Waller and J-Mac together are like Torval and Dean or Woodcock and Farlup or Lily and Marsh. Just rest assured, it'll be okay.
Remember when we spoke with J-Mac on this program, and I said, I'm not going to name them, but there's a couple of world-class jockeys that I know that are half addicted to go looking for a rails run.
Yep.
And I said, you never do that. And he paused and he said, I like to give them galloping room. And
Correct.
ever since then, I look at J-Mac, and all he does is try to get them balanced, get to the outside, give them galloping room, and an opportunity to do their best.
Correct.
Who was that?
I've had 3 WhatsApps so far, Big Beard, locked me down for some points. So then, Morfettville, race 9. Now, I love seeing what the market's doing because I sort of generally feel like there's a bit of bubble and spice in what things are doing from the outer. And I heard the commentator say they have jumped out of trees to back this one. So I quickly click on and have a look. It's an 11-year-old horse. So I think, I think I'm going to back this horse. I then look at the trainer, Michael Shepardson. I think, I've never heard of him. Training out of Connewarre, not far from where Mum is. Then do a bit of quick reading. Apprentice to Tony McAvoy. Spent some time in Newmarket. He's only had 25 winners in his life. But Joe Bowditch, who's 49, on the 11-year-old, he knows Morfettville. $15 into $7, empty out the account and pray for little baby Jesus that Nicker John in the white silks and blue cap somehow crosses the line first so I can save the farm and pay for grandfather's heart operation.
They go to the lead from Falstaffian now. I can see Nicker John in the blue cap starting to come through the 11-year-old. He's some chance here, the horse A back, Nicker John. Bowditch just split the gap. Race to the lead. A Stunner's coming after it. Then Crown Mint. But Nicker John, this has been one of Bowditch's finest rides here at Morfordville. Nicker John plotted the path, raced away and wins the last and lands some big bets.
Welcome to our new segment. We will get a sponsor now. We'll get sponsored by a nursing home, right? Because I've set out the challenge. Has there ever been a combined age of horse and jockey greater than 60?
60. Great question.
Because Bowditch 49, the horse is 11. So there's your challenge. There's the benchmark. 60. Has there been a Melbourne Cup winner ever that is 60? There's the challenge. For 2 bottles of De Bortoli, the finest wines known to humanity. They sponsor everything else. Do you reckon we get them over
We'll
the
give
line
them a Bataki ham.
Hey.
We'll give them a Bataki ham while we're going.
Emails. I'm a little confused. Big Beard has the first email that has come to 2eachway at taptomedia.com.au. I have no idea what it is. Is it a poem?
I think so. He's done this a few times, Tim.
He's done it a few times. Right. Like, where does the poem start?
Great question.
All right. He says, Dear R&H, says Tim, Rudolph and Hieronymus. Yeah. Righto, mate. I might go off-piste, as that is my wont, to tread lightly upon the patio under the rickety pergola. Now, is that the poem or is that the intro to the poem? Wondering about wonderings, one often wonders the worth of the wander, does one not? I'm gonna suggest the poem starts here. Resorts can stay where they lay. Flaccid, sterile, insta-fame snaps perch themselves flat. A swag, a dag, a dog, a beer, shovel, stars, billion time as no one knows fills the brim of the wander, if you are wondering. Red dunes, parallel lines, pin down, the turquoise waters, turquoise, as Henry Blofeld once said on a cricket commentary. The turquoise waters of Broome pierce the skin. I've got to ask a question. Is there any marijuana left in Australia? or has Tim consumed it all?
He's off with Big Beard to Ibiza.
Yeah. It's too. Lachlan. Hi, gents. I just thought I'd point you in the direction of Irish band Kingfisher. I like this because I've been boring you all with Pete and Diesel, P-E-A-T, Pete and Diesel, an Outer Hebridean punk rock folk band that is my favourite in the world at the moment. He says Kingfisher, incredible band with the hit Calais, but I implore you to listen to the album Halcyon, which I think is brilliant. So this will be, I'm going to go and have a listen to Kingfisher, an Irish band. He says he loves the pod, but appreciate and can't hate the Jack Gunston love as a Tigers man.
Oh, that's good.
Who doesn't love Jack? Seriously.
Yeah.
A little bit of Kingfisher.
95 came promotion, high up on the wing. And no one up to senior. What a beautiful thing in the darkest of hours, in the depths of despair. Let the killer boys roar for to rattle the air. They'd go raring and tearing and fighting for love, for the land they called Killa and the Lord up above. Killa la 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 la, for the green and the white.
A lot of head nodding going on here.
It's a yes from me. It's a yes
That's a
from
yes
me.
from me. It's a yes from Handsome Joe, and it's a yes from Big Beard. For all 4 judges here go,
Hit the red button.
yeah, that's nice. And swivel our chairs around.
Yes.
Ron, I love this story. Don't read it if you haven't read it, because I know
haven't
you do
read
no
it.
preparation.
I haven't. That's great.
You don't do the preparation that I do.
No,
Hi.
you are
What's your name
fastidious.
again?
You haven't done a frame of market for 3 years because you're a lazy prick.
100% true. Hi, guys. The universe has spoken. I have quite a few micro share horses, which means he, owns just less than 1%, which for the last 4 runners have come 4th. Instead of cracking the shits, he says, I decided to go with the universe. So today at Canterbury, I had a nice Blue Point filly called Sapphire Rose. Loves the wet. Stable thought she was a great chance and a better chance than the favourite, which was from the same stable. So I went to my favourite bookie and asked what price he would give me for Sapphire Rose to run fourth.
Bullshit.
Yeah. The bookmaker said, I'll give you $2 for it to run in the top 4. I said, why are you not listening? That's not what I asked. I want to back her to come fourth. Any other place, I lose. He said, I've never placed a bet like that, but I'll give you one over the top win price, but it'll have to run fourth. Okay, I said, I'll have 100 shoes for the win and 50 shoes for fourth. Of course, he took the bet and looked at me like I was an idiot. Anyway, they're off. Sapphire drops out to the rear from a crook gate, rounding the turn. Sienna Grimer was hugging the fence and flying home. She hit third at the 100, but was pipped on the line for fourth.
Come on.
Top SP was 11 shoes, so I turned my 50 shoes into 600. I collected with my bookmaker, shaking his head. He said, that was an experience. I love that. Imagine setting ourselves the challenge on this podcast to pick who's going to... In fact, I'll tell you what, can you, Big Beard, find out what the race of the day is on the weekend, and Hamish and I will independently try to pick who's going to run fourth, okay?
It's like who's on first? Who's running fourth?
What's your number? You're probably so lazy you've done no prep. But
84,659. You want to have a guess
on
what
the number
that
of
is?
people who go to the big freeze?
Good boy. So I'm a big pusher of this. I think if we're ever going to break the record, it's on Monday. All the agnostics, all the neutrals, all the MCC members who sit around and light the fire and don't go, they've got to go to break 84,659, the first big freeze without Nilo. Melbourne and the Pies, I reckon you can get to 90,000 on Monday. So that's the number. 84,659 is the one to beat. 90 is the one to get to.
Okie doke. My number is 74. And I'm going to get there by a circuitous route. Last Saturday night, I went with my 14-year-old son to a restaurant, and he said, ask me a few questions. So I got out a ChatGPT, and I said, give me 20 questions, general knowledge questions for a smart 14-year-old. Right? And we started playing this game, including, I said to him, how many bones are there in the human body? And he goes, 206. I've gone, what? It is 206. And we had such fun. And we did about 100 questions. I came into work on the breakfast program on Monday, and after the program, I told my colleagues this story, and I said, let me do an example here. I said, give me 20 questions for a smart 21-year-old. Right. Question 3 was, what element is number 74 on the atomic table? I've gone, tungsten.
Bullshit.
It's tungsten.
Bullshit.
It's tungsten. I don't know what tungsten is. I don't know what an element is. I don't know what an atomic number is. I said tungsten. It's tungsten.
That is
Hamish, what is going on?
Well, let's find a horse running in Australia this weekend, either by tungsten, out of tungsten, or simply called tungsten, or trained by Billy Tungsten.
Right. So I've got another one to add to this.
Sure.
3 days ago, something must have come up about Australia beating Japan 3-1 in Kaiserslautern in 2006. And I said to my 14-year-old son, I was there, right? I said, I was there. In fact, let me get it up on YouTube and I'll show you. And I would have sworn, if I was in a betting mind, Japan were leading 1-0 at the 83-minute mark. And then I would have had $1 million that it was Cahill, Aloisi, Cahill. So I sit down and show the 3 goals. It's not. It's Cahill, Aloisi. Right? 2 days after that, I go up to the same restaurant that I took him the previous Saturday to do some revision of Animal Farm, which he's got for an exam. I get in the bar restaurant. I'm looking at Handsome Joe. He's been there. 40 people maximum would fit in there. He's nodding, Handsome Joe. So I go and sit down and get my notes out in front of him and look to my left. Sitting at the table, not 2 tables up, the table next to me is John Aloisi. Hamish, what's going on?
And he was drinking from a tungsten cup.
Right? Yeah. Do you know where? And I thought, that's amazing. I looked up, where does John Aloisi live? Do you know where John Aloisi lives?
Tungsten Avenue?
China. He lives in China.
Another element.
What? Yeah, another element. Seriously.
So what did you do with all of this, other than just...
No, well, I got a photograph of my son with John Aloisi. Do you want that for the socials? Bring it. Right. Yeah. He was lovely. I had a chat with him. And I said to him, I said, John, do you know who I was sitting next to? I do not mean 2 people down from or 3 people next to watching you play at Kaiserslautern in 2006. He goes, no, who? I said, a 12 or 13-year-old boy called Jackson Irvine, who this week was picked for his 3rd World Cup for Australia.
That is unbelievable.
Hamish, what's going on?
We need it's a nice story, great, but we need to financially benefit from this sort of universal.
Yeah.
I mean, nice story and stuff, but
So you referred to your mother before as coming from Conowari or something. Is that down near Birregurra? Is it?
yeah, it's where you live on the weekend. Do you know when you on your John Duttoning it in Yellowstone on your ranch?
Yeah.
Your two calves and a Hilux that doesn't start and a Cobra that's never had sweat in it.
Yeah, that's 100% true. I only mention your mother because if your mother, glorious Sylvia, says to you, oh, Hamish, I love you, is your response, that's nice, Mum, but how do I make a quid out of that?
No. I will say, I love you too. How do you make a quid out of that? Right. You know the ChatGPT chat with Huey? I know how it would have gone. It's like, so the 14-year-old son would have said, let's have a good chat. You would have said, ChatGPT, firstly, what is my son's name, Huey? Great. Secondly, can I have 24 good questions for my son, Huey? You have no idea who your children are, what their names are, where they're living, the whole thing. But you can remember or know the 74th element is tungsten. Yeah. You know who you were sitting next to in 2005. By the way, I met John Aloisi at the Caulfield Cup this year. He and Alexander Volkanovski turned up into the marquee I was in. Both of them you would leave your wife for on personality. Yeah. Aloisi, you'd leave your wife for on looks and personality. Yep. And my wife said to me at the marquee, I'm leaving you for John Aloisi. I haven't seen her since the Caulfield Cup.
Well, if you're looking for her, she's in China.
Drinking out of tungsten glasses next to Frankie Irvine.
We've got to find tungsten, don't we? Got to find tungsten in Handsome Joe. See if you can find anything relating to tungsten on a Saturday meeting coming up in Australia. Would you rather? This is where your beautiful boy Lex presents 5 options for me to choose from.
T-Lex. And I did this on the phone last night. I've texted them to myself. We go into the messages. Would you rather, 1, be the best player in the AFL by some margin, win back-to-back Brownlows and Norm Smith in premiership years, or be the biggest rock star on the planet for a decade?
Oh, biggest rock star on the planet for a decade. Definitely.
Really? Yeah. I thought it was going to be closer than that.
No, definitely. Can you imagine how much fun that is? For a start, you're probably good looking.
Yes.
Probably.
But
who's the biggest rock star on the planet now?
Harry Styles, Taylor Swift, Dave Grohl.
Eminem.
They're all better looking as a result.
Not Eminem.
Lex was reciting Eminem to me in the car yesterday, turned it on. There were 3 or 4 F-bombs. It was quite weird. We just kept on driving as nothing had happened. Eminem makes it all sound okay.
Did I tell you that I can't remember what I say on air or off air, that I got...
You've already said that.
Have I said it? To write a song. I'm going to have to find it.
This will take forever.
Yeah, I know. About Animal Farm, in the words, as an Eminem song. I'll find it and read it to you later. Stay tuned, folks. It's really good, despite his impatience.
So this is George Orwell as Eminem discussing Animal Farm.
Yep.
And you at some point in your life thought, you know what would be really good? I'm going to go to ChatGPT or Artificial and request all this. There's only 1 or 2 minds in the world that does this sort of stuff, and you're one of them. We are blessed to have you on the unsponsored 2 Each Way podcast.
You know how it starts? Yo, gather round, there's a pig named Major, old sage in the barn, says animals do all the work while the humans live large. Got the cows nodding heads, got the horses fired up, saying, why are we starving while the boss fills his cup? Drops a dream on the farm, then he fades from the scene, but the spark's in the straw and it's ready to gleam. It's elite. And what, of course, happens in Animal Farm is that the animals revolt, take over the farm, then the pigs take over, and they end up just as bad as the humans. Or in the words of Eminem, and that's the whole story in a nutshell, my friend, a fight for equality that bends in the end. The pigs become the thing they swore they'd never be, and the farm learns a lesson about power and hypocrisy. Different faces at the top, same game, same plan. Look, from pig to human, then human to pig again. It's magnificent.
That's actually unbelievably good. If I closed my eyes then, I actually thought it was Eminem. But have you got artificial doing that, or I thought we played it earlier?
Just about to.
Oh, you're almost there, are you?
About to send it to Big Beat. Give me another Would You Rather.
Well, just put it in the speaker. Just hit play. Just let's enjoy this together in the moment. Get your little fat thumbs working.
Right, okay. How do you know I've got fat thumbs?
I can see them. I'm in Adelaide. How do any artists make any money going forward?
They can't. They simply cannot. I'm going to get to the end now. And I've got a completely different...
We'll edit this next 6 minutes out while you find the end.
Here we go. Here's the ending coming up. I promise.
I've heard... I can imagine you've said that historically. The ending's coming up. I promise. I'm getting there.
Seriously, how good? How good? What a way to learn about Animal Farm by George Orwell.
Is that what Huey submitted to his teacher a few weeks ago, post concussion?
That's the same one. Exactly same one. Would you rather?
Oh, so I lost my way there. Yeah. Would you rather win the Olympic 100-metre gold in swimming or be the headlined act of Glastonbury to 200,000 people but not get paid for any of your artistic endeavours?
Lexi, I want the gold medal. Okay. I still think in a troubled world, an Olympic gold medal is an incredible thing to have. So, yes.
Would you open the batting for Australia on debut and make 100, or debut in a grand final, kick 11-7 for the Hawks and lose by a point?
100. Open the batting, make 100 for Australia. Yeah.
Debut in the granny and kick 11?
Yeah, but lose. What's the point?
Well, I haven't told you if you won the test match, have I?
No, but I made 100.
We kicked 11.
Next.
Win Wimbledon or have the world's #1 album for 6 months?
Win Wimbledon.
Win the Monaco Grand Prix in record time.
Can I interrupt on Wimbledon?
You always do.
There was a bloke last week, an English politician said that London was the sporting capital of the world. So I got on the net, right? How long does it take to walk from Melbourne to Flemington?
49 minutes.
Excellent. London to Royal Ascot?
4 days.
9 hours.
Yeah.
Right. Melbourne to the Grand Prix circuit?
68 seconds.
Right. London to Silverstone Grand Prix circuit?
4 months.
24 hours.
Yep.
Right. That is not the sporting capital's bottom.
It is not. No.
Right.
No.
Right.
That's absolute garbage. Last one from T-Dog, T-Lex, T-Diddy. Would you rather win the Monaco Grand Prix in record time or be the Prime Minister of New Zealand?
Have you ever been to Monaco? Of course, yes. You owned France.
Yeah, a couple of years ago. I've still got my house there.
Monaco's a beautiful place to go. Definitely win the Monaco Grand Prix, for sure.
Yeah, rather than be one of the leaders of the world.
I don't mean to insult our New Zealand listeners.
Well, you have. Yep.
Yeah. Right. Did you read during the week that there's a shortage of teachers in Victoria and they're having to import them from New Zealand? So there may be a chance that one day that that Lex will come home and you'll do the timetables and he will tell you that 6 times 6 is 36.
Is that given the shortage of teachers? Is that why Huey's deciding to give them a bit of a chop out by not needing so many teachers at the wheel? I'll do this from home today.
Good call. You celebrate the great Dennis Committee.
Yeah. Well, this is a bit sort of bittersweet for me. I looked down because Big Beard takes care of things every week. I said, just give me Dennis every week. He's given me Dennis having your Hawks beat my Cats in the prelim final.
Hang on. Don't play it yet. Hamish, in that game, who were the last 2 footballers to touch the ball? I'm going to write them down so you can tell I'm not cheating. Right, here we go.
He finishes with Get a Hearse for the Curse. I reckon if this is the right bit of audio. Who has... does he have the ball in hand at the end?
One player passes it to the other. It could have been embarrassing because they didn't hear the siren. It could have been one of the great controversies of all time.
No, don't know.
Okay, I've written them down. Go, Big Beard.
We're down to 9 seconds. Hawthorn on top. Huopolo's got it. Hand passes to Roughhead. Get the hearse for the curse. It comes down towards Rioli. He'll mark and kick after the siren. I don't think the umpire has heard the siren. It's going. They've won. Hawthorn have won in a stunning game of football at the MCG. Hawthorn to the grand final.
Who, Big Beard, to confirm what I've written down, and who were the 2 players?
Rioli
Franklin.
You know
what a
football.
Great game that was.
What a stunning game of football. Hawthorn to the grand final. How good was the line, Get a Hearse for the Curse?
Oh, yeah. He would
After
have
11 straight.
Yeah, he would have had that in the locker, wouldn't he? Get a curse. Would he have on the spot, Dennis, or would he have had that?
No, that would have been brilliantly prepared just in case. But he also had a great line when Hawkins kicked it after the siren to continue the Kennett curse against the Hawks. He said, and the cat is still on the back.
I was in London. Okay.
Next to Shane Irvine, who's now played 3 World Cups in a row for Matildas.
Shane Irvine. Right. In fact, can you look up? He's probably older than 12. How old was Jackson Irvine in 2006? That's what we need to know. Big Beard and Handsome Joe. I like using memes that are totally unrelated to anything we're supposed to be talking about on this unsponsored podcast. I did get this sent to me during the week. It's a woman talking about what she tried to do in order to lose weight.
It doesn't matter what I do, I just cannot shift the weight. So I thought, I'll just do what everybody else is doing, take the easy option, go to Mozambique. So I booked the holiday, I trekked, I bloody went on safaris, I did that much walking, and I come back and I have not lost one single
Love,
kilo.
it's Ozempic.
What?
Ozempic.
Ozempic. I thought you said Mozambique. What? I've got sunburn, I've got blisters on my for sake.
Very funny. How old was Jackson Irvine in 2006?
13.
Oh, 13. There you go. I found one.
I took the easy way. I went to Mozambique.
I found one. There is a singer. Oh my God, the Scottish boy Sam. Capaldi. What's his name? Lewis Capaldi. You may not know, Lewis Capaldi's uncle is an actor called Peter Capaldi, and he is fabulous actor, Scottish actor. He's been in some really good things. He is currently in a show called Criminal Record, harsh, modern police drama, which he's an honest cop, but he does cut a few corners. Criminal Record, it's really good.
Cutting a few corners. That's like colourful racing identity. It's just grouping you in with proper crim. I tell you what, I've found one. You got me onto Vardy. I started watching that, could not stop. Great suggestion from you. I then, while I was downloading Vardy, downloaded the Rafa doco. Unbelievably good. I found one there. Last night, though, I found one. He was picked up in the mid-season draft by Sydney in 2022. On their list, never played a game, delisted. Then when played VFL, midfield half forward, wasn't really doing much. Justin Plapp, his coach, said, go to half back. He gets picked up 9 days ago by the Adelaide Crows. His name is Hugo Hall Kahan. He debuted last night. He might have the sexiest name in football. Your son thought his name was Hall Kahan all night. His name's Hugo Hall Kahan. He got a heap of touches, broke his nose, came back out onto the ground, influential in them winning. His uncle David Hall trained Mackay Diva to her first Melbourne Cup win. And I reckon he's going to become a cult following player. He's a ripper. Number 40, Hugo Hall Kahan.
Did you call the footy last night?
On KO. Do you know what somebody said to me the other day? I was listening to your podcast. Ross is a complete wanker, isn't he? I said, no, 100%. Yeah. He goes, why would he listen to KO? I said, for the very same reason I listen to Triple J every morning.
Betting like the Watsons. I'm back to having to borrow $1 million because I lost 11.8 million on the Cats. My son, Handsome Joe, texted me yesterday. He says, hey, here's one you might be able to use. Got the big freeze on Monday. Canterbury, Saturday, race 2, number 5, Hailstones. Ballina, race 5, number 12, Prestige Ice. I'm having $500,000 straight out on each of them.
Yeah, that just seems a sensible bet. I like that a lot. I am slightly more conservative because that's the nature of my personality. The Suns, I think, will beat the Lions. I think the Swans will beat the Saints, and I think the Blues will make it 4 in a row. For that, you can have $1 million on, and as soon as the Sunday night game is finished, your bookmaker will transfer you 2.4 million. It's not a huge amount, but 140% across the 2 days is worth investing in. Do it responsibly.
Hard to get with a pick and shovel.
Correct.
We have created, we don't really have a season on 2 each way this time around. We're just doing it in the vain hope that someone might take pity on us. And
somebody said to me, why do you do the podcast? I said, well, instead of playing golf with Ross, which he doesn't do, or having a coffee, we just do this. They said, it's great.
It's fun. We've created this year the multi-listener bet small to win big. Email us to 2eachway@tappedmedia.com.au to register if you want to go on, and we'll pull your name out. And we have a 10-leg, so it's 10 listeners this week. Last week's 9-leg results: Geelong to beat Carlton, Jeremy Cameron, 3 goals plus. Yes. Bulldogs to beat Collingwood. Yes. Elliot Yeo to have 15 disposals or more versus the Dons. Yes. Hawthorn to beat St Kilda. Yes. Eagle Farm Race 5 militarise the place. Yes. Eagle Farm Race 6 Brave Monarch the place. No. Geelong beat Carlton. No. Broncos to beat St George. No. Roosters to beat Storm. We haven't really got close at any stage. This week, 10 legs. Tim says Aaron Norton 2+ goals, $1.61. Lachlan says Storm to beat the Knights, $1.66. I think that's Friday night. Ben says Swans to beat St Kilda, $1.21. Stuart, Flemington Race 5, first chorus, the place, $1.25. Ernie, Port Adelaide to beat West Coast, $1.64. Andrew, Eagle Farm Race 7, King Zephyr, the place, $1.50. Bernie, Fremantle to beat North Melbourne, $1.27. Sam says Hawks to beat Bulldogs, $1.33. Ron says Randwick Race 5, Decalogue place, $1.50. Mark says Flemington Race 4, High on the Hill, the place, $1.95. That is a very juicy $49.13, and you're going to have $20 on it, and that's going to return roughly $1,000, and we'll whack it up, and that'll be $100 each for the listeners.
Just on the multi-listener you say bet small, win big. I've always said bet big, win bigger. I think that should be changed to bet whatever you like, win nothing, on the basis that we've not got near it for a very long time. So my question to you is, there's
bet
9
small
legs.
to win nothing.
My question to you is, if the line was 5.5 there on the 9-leg multi, are you going under or over for $1 million?
In order to win the bet, 6 of those 10 legs have to get up. Is that what you're saying?
That's it.
I'm doing that. I'm going to say we'll get at least 6.
You're a positive
very
man.
Confident.
Another question for you. Your son and Big Beard were having a conversation. I heard them whinging about something. I was thinking about whether or not the leaders of this country could come in and implement a new law that starts as this podcast finishes, that no Australian can complain for the next week We'll start with a week. There's just no complaining. Right. And then if it goes well, just make it for a year. I just can't believe how often I hear people complaining about things.
Yeah,
like the boredom of it all. No, I'm making an observation. I'm trying to make things better. Dipshit Big Beard was talking about something earlier. It's like, mate, there's so much to talk about. Not that. Yeah. Don't start with that.
Stay real.
Anyway.
Have a look at him too, Big Beard. Look, the sun is shining through the curtains on him. He looks to be at the happiest place in the world. Follow 2 Each Way wherever you get your podcasts. Email 2eachway@taptomedia.com.au, especially if you're a potential sponsor. And follow us on Instagram. Just search 2 Each Way. And whatever your 2 is, enjoy.
Whatever your 2 is, enjoy.